Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Polyhedron Collider Cast, episode 182. I'm Steve Tudor.
I'm Andy Lewis.
I'm Sid Gill.
I'm Rory Summers. Now, gents, I need some advice.
Oh, why?
With some
Is it a nasty
Polyhedron
rash?
Collider. It's not that type of advice. But I
Should
need some
be that colour.
Polyhedron Collider advice. So I was updating my CV and my LinkedIn profile to the day, and I realised that I've got on there international fashion designer from when I created all the t-shirts. But
I'm surprised Versace aren't knocking on your door, mate.
But I haven't actually, we haven't actually sold any t-shirts internationally yet. So can I still have international fashion designer on my LinkedIn profile?
I think you can because you're the designer, not the retailer.
Right, okay, that's
Yeah.
solid.
Given that both are a lie, it doesn't really matter, does it?
That is also a fair.
Go
I
all
have
in.
designed some fashion items that are available internationally.
There you go then.
There.
There you go. Yeah, it's not a lie.
It's not
It's
a lie.
just a fib.
No, look. You could go to zazzle.com/colliderclobber right now and look at some wonderful
Gentlemen's
AI.
literature.
I was going to say,
AI
it's
models.
the name of some kind of
Special interest literature.
literature.
No, God, do it. It's safe for work and everything. Zazzle.com/colliderclobber, and you'll see some really ropey AI models wearing our t-shirts or tote bags.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay, but it's agreed. I can still have international fashion designer on my LinkedIn profile. Good stuff.
No one will know the difference. It's fine.
No one reads it anyway, do they? To be honest.
One place you could wear your Collider Clubber is Airecon, which is coming up very soon.
It is. Next week, as we
Oh,
record this.
my God, it is as well, isn't it?
It is. 9 days' time, I think. Yes.
No, this as we record it. So basically, this comes out on the Sunday. It'll be
4 days.
4 days after that.
Yeah. Are we wearing uniform PHC t-shirts? Or are we gonna? Is it going to be an own clothes convention?
You're not undercover cop, mate.
Because I wear shirts and waistcoats and things these days because I'm a higher calibre of attendee.
I won't know a different description, but I don't
So
think
would
it's
I.
appropriate for this podcast.
What's everyone intended to play at Airecon?
Oh, God. I have already been requested quite a few, even just from the Discord channel. So I'll be taking Speakeasy, because I know some of you want to play it, and I want to play again. I need to take Nemesis. I'm supposed to be taking... And Rory's asked for me to bring...
Donning the purple.
Donna in the Purple, so I've got to bring that. And there's something else as well. And they're just requests. They're not what I want to play.
See, I'm wondering if I can get a 6-player game of Apex Legends in. We've played it 4-player, but we haven't gone full chaos that is 6-player. And I think
Is that 3 teams, or is it?
that's 2 teams of 3.
2 teams
I
of
think.
3. Okay.
Yeah, which I think would be maximum chaos.
Do you know what I would like to do, speaking of team games? It's something I've not done yet. Do you remember Dead of Winter back in the day? And you remember then
Yeah.
they released The Long Night and then they released Warring Factions. I would like to play Warring Factions because that's an 11-player game. You basically, each of you get a colony and something happens. I have no idea what. I've not read the rules. But I think that a convention is probably the only time you'd ever get to play something like that.
An 11-player game. I think I might just take my Fabio Lopiano collection. I might just bring all of the Lopiano games in a hope that I can play Merv, Sankori, and Ayara 3 consecutive days.
You may not need to because the library there is quite extensive. So do check.
Okay, you may
what's
not
on
need to
there.
bring any games either, Andy, because
It's
the
true,
library
I might
there is
not.
quite extensive.
It's true, they don't have Speakeasy, I'll tell you that now. And they don't have Nemesis either. But no, genuinely, check the library because it is very extensive. So it'll just save you carting a load of stuff.
That's right, he's carting it in my boots. so
Cart it to Steve's house.
Oh, in that case, problem solved.
Is Steve your manservant for this weekend?
It's my chauffeur.
I'm a chauffeur and valet.
Oh, very good. Have you got a hat?
No, we all know I look crap
And
in
an
hats.
ill-fitting suit.
I've got that, yeah.
It's like 2 sizes too big for him, borrowed from his dad.
That's it.
Oh no, I wish it was
Got
2
roll the
sizes
trousers
too
up.
big.
Actually, yeah, it's a good point. Your dad is quite a bit smaller than you.
Yeah.
It'd be like the Marshmallow Man squeezed into a suit, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I'd look like Pillsbury Doughboy with a button holding everything together. Oh dear. So yes, plenty of games. Then I can't decide what to take. I'm at that point because I know every time I go to Airecon or any gaming convention where you play, I always take too many games, and I always leave very sad that I didn't play like most of the games I took.
Yeah, pretty much. That's standard practice for a convention.
Yeah. So I need to lower my expectations and take less games this time.
I distinctly remember this conversation 2 years ago when you last came.
Yeah.
Every time, every board gamer is the eternal optimist. Yes, we'll play 57 games in 2 days. Of course we will.
Yes, and this 8-player game. Well, we'll find 8 players. No problem. It's a convention. We'll drag anyone in.
Finding the players isn't usually the issue. It's finding the time.
I was explaining this to Rory because Rory's never been to a big, an actual gaming convention like this. Because the difference between, say, Airecon and Expo is like a show.
It is.
Which does have gaming, that's 24-hour gaming more or less. Whereas Airecon is more of a gaming one. And the worst thing is trying to get everyone's game time lined up so someone can swap games. You say, Andy, we're going to play Apex Legends. You want to join us? And Andy goes, yeah, no problem. I'm just finishing this last round of Speakeasy. I'll be 10 minutes.
Hour and a half later.
Hour and a half later.
And you're stood there with your thumb up your What's-It, waiting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or someone else has jumped in, so you've started your game because you got bored of waiting, which is more reasonable. And then I come and go, let's play a game. Now we've started. All right, so I bugger off and play a different game, and you're back to square one.
Yeah.
Yep, never align. Yep.
The only things that do align are dinner and the pub.
Steve, are you struggling to think of games to take to Airecon because you can't stop thinking of Kingdom Death Monster? Because you've been texting me all day about Kingdom Death Monster.
The problem is, if I took Kingdom Death Monster, it would just be like I'd set up in a corner with 3 other people, and that's it. That's the only game we're playing for 3 days.
You know what you could do? You could set up in the corner just right next to the Cold Bath Brewery stall. Problem solved.
I like that idea.
There you go. You see?
Anyway, I wanted to give you an update just to prove Sid wrong.
Oh, there's a bit of static coming through in your line, Steve. I can't hear you very well.
Because when we talked about this 2 episodes ago, we talked about 10-year anniversary, our favourite games, and I said we're about to start a new campaign. I'm very excited, and Sid said you'll have a TPK within the 2nd year. Well, I can happily say we're 5 Lantern years into the campaign, and not only have we only had 1 death, somebody got their head bit off by a lion, we actually managed to kill the butcher, which is the first time I've achieved that. Usually we just send some sacrificial people against the butcher and just hope they survive. This time we actually kicked his ass.
We did.
And we're extremely disappointed at the rewards.
So annoyed at the
Take me in
reward.
a lamb chop.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was quite funny watching Rory because basically what I've done, if you know Kingdom Death, I've taken the Gambler's Chest box, which is the little chest, out of the Gambler's Chest expansion because it's a really good thing is to save your campaign. So the most cards you're going to use the most and save your equipment cards. It's a really good box for that. So I use that box, but that was behind Rory on the kitchen cabinet. So he could reach over and grab it. And he was about to say, right, rewards for the fight. And Rory leant over and I said, no, hang fire, because you're not getting any of them. And the look of disappointment on his face. Aww. Oh, it's like he'd stolen his candy.
Oh, dear.
It was a bit disappointed, but thrilled that we killed the butcher and that we've got a thriving populace of our little settlement, Little Monday.
Little Monday?
No, it's just called Monday. Our settlement's called Monday.
Oh.
Because we play games on
Because we play games on the
Monday.
Monday.
Most boring.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not very inventive, I must admit.
I was going to congratulate you on a job well done, and now you've just let yourselves down, and I'm disappointed in you both. No, but seriously, it's well done. That's good work.
Yeah, so as I said, I have been texting Rory all day going, right, who should we fight next? Should we do a line next? Or should we do another antelope next? Should we go and try and get this piece of equipment or that piece of equipment? Oh, but that event's going to come up soon, and we're going to fight this baddie again soon.
Can you face that really disturbing frog dog thing?
Oh, we haven't used that in this campaign because it replaces the lion. So the way the expansions work in Kingdom Death is they don't add, they replace.
Right.
So you basically you play a different campaign by mixing in expansions, which I think is quite clever.
That is good. Yeah, so you get a bit of variety.
You've got a risk of if you put too many expansions in, it dilutes the resources you get.
Mm-hmm.
So it means it can be quite difficult to build the equipment you need. So it's
we're going for like a vanilla campaign for at least now.
Yeah.
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 Earmarked some high level. Some of the really high level stuff is expansions. It gets added towards the end of the campaign. But so I've earmarked some stuff for that.
Nice.
Whether we get that far, we'll see. But so far, so good.
Yeah,
So,
we've got our one-armed previous bowwoman, Tammy two guns, Sammy with
One-armed
one.
bow maiden.
Yeah.
I hate to ask the obvious question, but how does someone with one arm operate a bow?
Well, doesn't
they
anymore.
did
It's
have a bow.
It's a bit of a
I
sore
see.
subject, Andy.
Was there an incident?
There was an incident
Right.
involving a screaming antelope and being eaten alive.
That makes more sense.
A horrible realization when you rolled to see what happened, and one of the effects was you could lose an arm or lose a leg, and we all thought, oh, and that's the end of it. You get spit out. No, you roll again next round until you get spit out, and it was like, oh, this could end very badly. So in the end, they only lost one arm, which was quite good.
Yeah.
But that person did have a bow and now has to find a new weapon.
I'm getting Def Leppard vibes. They've got to completely retrain now and like operate a string with their teeth or something.
So according to these show notes, Andy, you have a new toy.
I do. It's quite a large toy.
I was about to say, is it a toy we can talk about on the podcast? And that double entendre just worked perfectly.
It is. It's only a car. I say only a car. It's a new car. I have a new car. I've joined the electric generation, which is nice. So being a disgusting petrol head and enjoying driving, I decided no bollocks to it. I've not had a car for a year, so I thought, right, I'm going to get an electric vehicle. So I did, and I like it.
Oh,
And I understand what
Who are
they say
you?
about.
And what have you done with Andy?
this is a bit of a surprise, I'll be honest with you.
It's no surprise, boys. He wears a waistcoat and a hat and is middle-aged. Quite clearly, he has now just embraced what he always is. Or was.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
As I said the other day, I now know what it's like to be Sid.
Yeah, it's bloody joyous, isn't it? Isn't it nice to get in a car and effortlessly move from point A to point B without stress or anguish?
To be fair, I never really had that in the Beamer because I quite
At a
enjoyed driving
leisurely
it.
place.
I mean, all the other passengers were quite stressed, but I was loving it.
You've just reminded me. The very first trip to Airecon, which was I think officially it was the first open Airecon, which was actually in Leeds, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the church hall.
And Andy drove me and John there, and John had just fallen off his mountain bike, so he was quite heavily wounded. I think he might have cracked a rib. And Andy, being Andy's driving, meant that every time Andy braked hard, of course, the seatbelt was pushing on John, and he was practically crying by the end of the journey. There was a definite pain every time Andy put his foot on the brakes.
Sports braking, they're effective. What can I say? Anyway, now I have regenerative braking, so it's environmentally friendly braking. It's great. But I'll tell you what, electric cars don't half go like stink, boys. My God. The acceleration is savage and very pleasant. Shall we talk about some games?
Yes, and I've got a terrible segue lined up. I mean, an awesome segue.
Awesome segue. I was like, where are you going to go, Steve?
Well, he's bought an electric car. It's good for the environment. If everyone was good for the environment, then the ice caps would not melt.
That's terrible.
I could see this coming a mile away.
And me and Rory have been playing Ice and Idols from Inside Up Games.
We have.
I think Sid's just muted his microphone in disgust.
No, not at all. I think it was an excellent segue, Steve. One of the best. I can't wait for the next one.
It's the best segue this podcast.
Ice and Idols, the most surprising thing about this, and not to kind of let the cat out of the bag, is that we quite like this game, and it is a pick up and deliver game.
Whoa, hold the phones.
You remember the kids' board game Labyrinth, where you've got to slide you slide the tiles off and they come off the left and they go on the right, and you have to make your way through the labyrinth to go and get stuff. It's got that kind of going on with this game. You've got these little grid of tiles with the acrylic, and some of them have got ice blockades on them and they've got paths on them, and your job is to go and collect these idols and then take them to their particular area, and you can only travel along these paths and you can move 5 spaces. It's 5 actions to move along. If you move off, you call it Pac-Man rules. You move off the top, you come onto the bottom, you move off the left, you come onto the right, and so on and so forth. And as the game progresses, some of these will disappear out of them. But the really, really fun thing about this game is that every time, well, not every time, when you deliver some of these idols, what happens? You draw this cards from this deck, and they will ask you to rotate the board, because the board is actually this dual layer spinning board.
Well, it's clear plastic.
It's clear
plastic. As we point out, it's a 3D clear plastic board that has all these tiles. I know each single tile is completely removable. So the path from you to where you want to be, so your path from, say, you to where you want to drop off the idol you've got, may be straightforward at the moment, but someone can come along and rotate the board or rotate a tile or move a tile, and all of a sudden that path becomes complicated. And the puzzle of this game is you've got to unlock actions which allow you to move the board and manipulate it. So at the beginning, all you basically can do is move and you just hope for the best. But you can unlock these abilities which then allow you to manipulate the board and do things. But as the game goes on, more and more tiles get removed. So it gets harder and harder to move to where you want to go.
Yeah.
So that's essentially replicating the ice melting, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the temple in that Indiana Jones style, the temple is collapsing and bits of it are falling out of it. And of course, as the game progresses, I've got powers to manipulate the board. So has Steve, so do you, so does Sid, which means between my turn and your turn, the 3 of you have messed up the board completely, massively. You've taken stuff off, you've turned it around, you've moved this one over here, you've moved this row, and you've rotated the board, 75 degrees. So I was like, wow, that's just changed everything. It is.
I like it
chaos.
already.
It is chaos, yeah.
And it's really straightforward. It's like you have 5 actions. Most of your actions at the beginning of the game are just move and pick up and drop off an idol. And then later on, when you unlock these actions, like these special actions, it might take like 2 actions to rotate the board 90 degrees, or it might be 2 actions to rotate a tile. And that's basically it. The only complicated thing, which is actually not even a rules complication, it's more of a strategy complication, is scoring. So what you can do is when you drop off an idol, there's 5 different idols you can pick up. When you drop them off, you can either deposit them in like the scoring section, or you can put them on your boards to unlock your special abilities. Stick them on the scoring section, and you have to put a cube onto one of these tracks. Yes, it's tracks. It's got to be your element to it.
Mm-hmm. We like a track.
But you score points based on how many cubes you have in there, times by the score for that track. But only 4 of the 5 tracks will score. And one of the actions that can happen when you place a cube down is you can manipulate the scores of these 4 tracks. You can basically slide the scoring numbers, and they vary from 5 points a cube to 8 points a cube.
Right.
Which means this is actually really clever, and I think quite advanced for what the rest of the game is. Manipulation of this board, trying to get your cubes on the right thing and then lock the right score in there. I mean, it becomes petty, oh, Steve's got 3 cubes in that row. Let's make sure that's the 5-point row and not the 8-point row. Oh, you swines. Oh, and let's lock that off by making sure Steve can never get 8 points per cube.
But it becomes this really lovely little weighing the balance here. You go, right, if I put this cube down now, this track at the moment is worth 8 points. But if I go there, I have to move the points for the tracks, which means I've got to have 4 cubes on this track, and I'm going to have to move it to less than 8 points, to the 6 or the 5 or even the 7. But I'm also going, but if I wait so that someone else can lock it in and move it, then the board's going to change. So next round, I might not be able to drop anything off at all. So you've got this, I think it's a really wonderful balance. Do I steal this opportunity now, get less points, but secure my cube and this delivery? Or do I wait to make sure I try and maximize my points for something that I'm not going to be able to do next turn? I think this game is fantastically engaging. Every time we played it, you explain the rules, you just get going, you just start doing these actions because they're so simple. that every time every single player ends up stood up, leaning over the table, staring at the board intently, because between my turn and my next turn, it's going to have changed so much. So I'm constantly trying to work out, I've got to go here, I've got to do there. Oh, you've changed the board. Now how do I do that? How do I optimize this? Oh, it's changed for the better. Can I now pick this up instead? You're watching and you're paying attention to everything that's going on for the entire game. It's really good fun.
Sounds good.
The engineering of this rotating board with clear plastic and the way the tiles all maneuver out, it's worth having a look at. I know we are a podcast, which is an audio medium, but go have a quick look on Board Game Geek at some of the images for it. It's got a really cool table presence. You said it reminded you of Block and Key, and ironically, I think it's a completely different game. And the only reason it reminds you of Block and Key is it's by the same publisher and it's got 3D elements.
Yes.
That analogy is completely wrong. It's completely different. But yeah.
Oh, it was. Yes.
Quick, pick up and deliver game with chaos. You will get, if it was 4 of us played it, we would have swearing, because no doubt someone would ruin your move completely by moving the tiles in the wrong place.
I think Inside Up have done a great job here. They've really aced that light game that's like 1 hour to 90 minutes, high engagement, high fun, high interaction. Looking at Perch, Block and Key, and now this one. I think it's a sterling job.
Really, really good. Highly recommend it, actually.
Excellent. It sounds fun. I don't know why I've got Ice Cool in my head now, because it's nothing like Ice Cool, but
No.
But I liked that game. Whilst we're on the subject of small, lightish, fairly fun, chaotic games, I think many of us have been playing I Made a Mixtape, which is by almost friend of the show now, Dan Hughes, Mike DeLiso, and it's published by Massive Asterisk. This is kind of all nostalgic about the 1980s, holding a boombox up at your girlfriend's bedroom window, passing off the tape so you can play it in the car or whatever it is. And the idea is that you're smashing lots of different types of music together, and trying to make sure that these pieces of music kind of flow together. And this is done in 2 ways. It's a very, very light game. It's a card-based game. It's a sort of almost hate drafting system. You get 3 cards, and you've got to separate them into two lumps, so 1 of 2 and 1 of 1. You pass both lumps, oddly, to the next person in line. They will keep 1 of those lumps and hand 1 of those lumps back, and you will do the same, obviously, to the person who's given you some cards. And then whatever you end up with, you've got to put it onto one side, or the sides of the tape that you're building, either side A or side B. So there's quite a lot of nostalgia going on here. So you youths probably have no idea what I'm talking about when we're talking about cassette tapes. But and the idea is that whenever you put these cards into the side of the tape, there's a number, and it basically balances or offsets the sort of the balance of the tape, which will affect your score, or can affect your score towards the end of the game. The idea being that you've got to try and control the balance of the music to try to keep it into the middle of this little sort of pointer, and inevitably you will fail. But and whilst you're doing that, you're trying to continue the thread of literal tape all the way through, putting these cards down. So there's like this sort of tape, like magnetic tape, scrawled over the top of these cards, and it ends the cards in sort of 1 of 3 positions, or left, middle, or right. And if you can keep this thread of tape going all the way through this side, you'll score some more points at the end for the more of these cards that you can keep kind of chained together. And then you'll also get some set collection, some points at the end. So there's kind of 3 things going on at once, and it's incredibly hard to balance all 3 whilst this sort of carnage is going on. But it's quite fun. I mean, that game takes about 15-20 minutes. It's not a long game.
It's not long at all.
It's pretty straightforward, and it does kind of. I mean, each of the cards represent a track of music, and almost all of them, for those of us of a certain age, are recognisable bangers, as we say, from 7, I think it is, different styles of music. There's R&B, there's rock, there's pop, there's
punk,
others.
There's
But it's a pretty straightforward game. But I do have 2 niggles with it. One, you actually need quite a lot of table space to put these columns of cards.
So, you
You do, yeah.
It really does grow quite a lot because you put the cards down in like literal columns. I mean, you shuffle them up a bit, but even then, if you're taking quite a lot of cards from your opponents, you do end up with quite a large stack of these things, and it's quite hard to sort of push them up because the order of them matters. So if you mix them up and you're trying to push them around, that can make a difference. And also, the graphic design needs a bit of work because in some cases I found it quite hard to read which side of the tape the card bloody represents because it can be obscured by the actual artwork. It's really annoying. And it's not just me that thought that. So, but it was fun. It was entertaining. Slightly frustrating is the wrong word. Kind of, oh God, I've got 4 side Bs and I'm going to go off the scale if I put these on, and there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, it was fun. It was fine. The people I played it with all enjoyed it. We played a 4-player game, which I think works quite well. Although the player interaction, other than the drafting of cards from your immediate neighbours, it means you can't affect the person kind of diagonally opposite you, as it were, the 4th player.
Yeah.
So there's no interaction from that point of view. So I'd imagine the sweet spot for this game is 3 players, because that way there's all constant interaction.
Everybody's interacting with everybody else at least once. Yeah. Because it is that I pick, you choose. How do you do that in a 4-player game? Because you're only able to interact with the person on your left, I think it is, isn't it? No, it's a good point. I think I've only ever played it at 3, and I've really enjoyed it when I've played it at 3. It looks like it's a light, quick game. It does exactly what it says on the tin. I think there is a certain, as you said, there's a certain nostalgia for this, men of a certain generation, recognizing all of these songs. And I mean, I did find myself going, I can't possibly put this song next to this one. I'm not going to choose this.
Yes.
I can't put Living on a Prayer after that. That doesn't make any sense.
Boom, shake the room, followed by Total Eclipse of the Heart, something like that.
I can't possibly do that, so I'm going to have to pick the other one, because thematically, for me, no, I can't possibly have that mix.
I think as a follow-up game, what they need to do is do one where you're recording music off the radio.
And you have the timing element.
Exactly.
You just cut it and don't get the presenter.
Would that be like a dexterity game, or one of the sand timer games?
Oh, that's a good shout. I don't know. But there you go, Dan. If you listen to the podcast, there's your next one. Recording stuff off top 40.
See, I had a slightly different complaint about the graphic design, which is weird because the graphic design is like 99% amazing. Like, they are all cassette tapes, and each cassette tape has its own visual style, and all the names of the tracks are handwritten on.
Yes.
Like as if it's, you're making your own little, back of the cassette list. And the thing that tracks your score, which is this balance thing, is a little like mixing desk you would have got on a multi-stack unit. It's got a little EQ, and it's beautiful in that. My problem, I think, the first time I played it, I had trouble on some of the cards working out where the tape ribbon was ending. There was like a point when the first time I played it, I realised that the cards had to, basically, because you're supposed to, you get bonus points for making sure the tape ribbon is continuous through your stack of cards. But I seem to remember the first time I played it that some of those tape ribbons didn't line up like I thought they'd, until I realised exactly where you need to put the 2 cards over each other.
Because you have to lay the cards over the middle, not the bottom of the card.
Yes.
So it comes off the bottom on the left, but you're not mapping to the left, you're mapping to the middle.
The middle. Yeah, that's exactly it. That really frustrated me. But it's one of those things that once you've got it explained to you, you need to overlap these. It was fine. But the amount of times I looked at the bottom of the tape, I went, all right, I've got a right hand one. Oh no, it's actually a middle one.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's that kind of end of night game for us. That kind of thing where we've got 30 minutes. Let's throw a quick game in.
Yes.
That kind of element. So yeah.
It was fine. It was fun. I assume it's about 15 quid, given the size of it and its big deck of cards.
I am throwing another light end of game. Another light end of night game. But me and Rory have played a couple of games, of which the Eternitium, which we agreed wasn't going to be on today's list, and I thought it actually makes a better segue to put that here. Eternitium is a really simple deck builder. Sorry, Rory.
Rule breaker Tudor strikes again.
Okay.
It's Rory who set it and my podcast. Screw you all. Eternitium is a very simple deck builder. And this isn't going to take much to describe, but basically what you're trying to do is you have a deck of cards in front of you which have 4 symbols on, which are a square, a rhombus, a circle, and a triangle.
So it's made by
One
Sony.
of them is a
by
rhombus.
chance.
Well, it is actually, that's exact. Adam, who plays with us, straight away went, "Is this a Sony game?" And it's like, no, it's a rhombus, not an X. No IP has been infringed. And these cards start off the game face down, apart from one is face up. And the game is really simple. You play a card to match the symbol of the card in front of you in your little deck. If it matches, you remove that card from your deck. You need to get to the bottom of the deck to get to the Eternitium symbol, which is on your playmat. It's really simple, straightforward. But as you play, you will gain more of these cards with the symbols on. You will gain one at the beginning of the round, and you'll gain technologies which allow you to do clever things, like discard 2 cards to get rid of any of these cards from your hand, reproduce another ability. But the really interesting part of the game is this deck of cards which you're trying to clear starts off the game face down.
Oh. So you don't know what you're trying to shift. Interesting.
You don't know what you're trying to shift, and there's certain abilities which allow you to flip cards, which if you can use those abilities really good, you can see. Otherwise, you've got to push your luck and basically play a card and then reveal the card underneath, your face down card, to see if you've got it. Now, of course, you've got a 1 in 4 chance as the game starts, but you can get certain ability cards which have 2 different symbols, giving you a 50-50 chance. And so it becomes not just a deck builder, but a little push your luck game. Again, much like I made you a mixtape, I think, again, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, ironically, I think the longest part that took us is, I can't remember who the publishers are, but I know English is not their first language, and that's apparent from reading the rulebook, because it's not a complicated game, but the rulebook has a couple of times where you kind of go, huh? And then you play a little bit and go, oh, that's what they mean. Okay, which is really, really straightforward. It just feels a bit weird the way they described it, which adds a little bit of time on your first game. But a really simple, quick end of night game, easily.
Yeah. The artwork's lovely in it as well, actually, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah, the artwork is absolutely lovely. It's very well presented. Yeah. It's not the deepest of games, but it does what it needs to do, which is just something interesting to play for, I said, 10-15 minutes. We ain't going to be cracking this out all the time. It's going to be on that little pile of games we have at the end, just to, take up some
nice,
time.
light, easy game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
There is still late pledges available on GameFound for this as well, as I've just researched. Whilst we're talking about time travel,
Let's go space.
Let's go space. Let's do time and then space.
I thought you were going to go to a complete segue. Let's talk about zoos.
That's all right, zoos. Yeah.
Space zoos.
Yes, we've also been sent the expansion SETI Space Agencies, which is the expansion to SETI, which we played 1.5 expos ago, so it was 2 years ago now. So SETI, if you don't know, is the game about searching for
Testicular life, yes.
SETI is the game about searching for extraterrestrial life in our solar system, and it starts off pretty grounded. You will send out probes to different planets. You'll do scans, radio scans. And when I say it's grounded, because you do find alien life, and one of the interesting things about the game is there's always 2 alien life forms or 2 alien things you'll explore, and they're random and change for every game. Most of us really like this. Andy, you're a little bit lukewarm on it, aren't you?
SETI, yeah. It was okay. I don't really see why everyone's going nuts for it. The thing in the middle is kind of fun, but it doesn't drive the game. So it was kind of, I think, a missed opportunity to make it better. But yes, I didn't hate it.
Yeah, me and Rory liked it quite a lot.
Yes.
Space Agencies does 3 things as an expansion. The first one, which is the easiest one, is it adds more alien races. So it adds more variety. Really simple. Throw them in. Adds variance. It adds 4 things. It adds another kind of action which comes in, because a lot of people complained that the scanning wasn't balanced. So if you were doing scanning and no one else was, it was really difficult. And in fact, that was one of our criticisms, that even on higher player games, if you want to do scanning, which is really useful, and no one else does, it feels like you're ploughing all your resources to do this one thing. What they've done is they've introduced this kind of ability which allows you to give you a free scan when you do the scan action, so give you more stuff when you do the scan action, which is quite cool. The space agencies part of it is the bit which mixes up the game the most, which it gives you player powers. So you have a space agency, which is your ability, your group at the beginning, which will give you a special ability, but also gives you different starting resources than standard starting cards. And the game removes the first round if you use the space agencies.
So it's a bit like Prelude for Terraforming Mars. It just gets the game going a little quicker.
It's a quick start.
That was something we talked about, was the first round of SETI was quite difficult because you burn through your resources really quickly and you end up with nothing.
Exactly that, and this expansion just fixes that. Because you start in the second round, some things are already in place, so you get going straight away.
Nice.
Ironically, I don't think it makes the game any shorter. Because that first round, not much happens because you burn resources really quick.
Sure.
So it ends up that it doesn't make a huge difference to the runtime of the game, which is weird. But if you do like SETI, I think this is a must buy.
Agreed.
Because even if you're just using it for the extra alien races, but I think with the space agencies, it gives you more variability in how you play. So I think it was stupid, like 30 agencies available.
Oh wow!
It's something stupid like that. Really, an ability to mix them up. We're not entirely sure some of those space agencies are balanced, or I'm not. Rory might be more convinced because I thought his ability was really good and mine was a bit situational.
I think they were fine. It's really good, really good.
The last time we played, I was like really jealous. It's costing you one less every time.
Yeah, running my computer was free, wasn't it? It was something silly like that.
That was it, yeah.
Oh yeah, computers were expensive if I remember right.
As you said, what you alluded to, everything in the game is expensive.
True.
Which is kind of where the first couple of rounds feel difficult.
So any discount is like a massive boon. So it was really good. I really enjoyed this. I thought the new aliens were quite fun.
Yeah.
They were really cool. It'd be nice to see how they kind of synergize with the other ones. I know one of the times we played, I almost ignored one of the aliens and just really doubled down on one of them. And I really, really like what this expansion brings to the game for pre-orders for about £26. Really good.
How much is the base game? About 60 quid, if I remember rightly. Because it's quite a big game, isn't it, physically? There's a lot to it, so it's probably 60, 70 quid, I think, if I remember. So just in terms of ratio to expansion cost to base game cost, But it sounds about right.
Yeah, current costs are around 70 quid.
Yeah.
So that seems reasonable. 30 quid for £25 for more stuff.
Lots more stuff and lots more, like they said, the different modes. The quick start, you really do just jump straight into the action.
That's good.
It really helps.
Okay. Speaking of action, we have been playing an action-based RPG. We've been donning our fedoras, leather jackets, cracking off a whip, putting in our dual-wielding magnums and jumping around like lunatics, shooting and punching Nazis in the face, occasionally having it all go wrong. But this is the RPG Outgunned.
And particularly Outgunned Adventures, which is the second Outgunned book. So Outgunned, the first book, is like modern action film. So it advertises things like Die Hard, John Wick, that kind of thing is what it's trying to replicate.
Oh, okay.
This is Outgunned Adventures, which is mimicking Indiana Jones, The Mummy,
National Treasure, Tomb Raider, Uncharted, yeah.
It's got the ability to play it in any era, but the artwork is very much going for that 1940s pulp Indiana Jones vibe.
Cool.
Give my opinion beforehand. I've been running this game. You two guys have been playing it along with some of our friends. I think this game is absolutely superb. It's a breakneck pace. It's like a roller coaster. I actually feel knackered after running it because you feel like you've got to keep everything moving and keep it moving fast. But the way it does things, I mean, the dice mechanic is different. It's got a dice pool, but rather than trying to get like all 6s or all 5s and 6s, you're looking to match values.
I really like that as a mechanic. Actually, it's really clever, and it's very different as well. I've not seen anything like it in any other game. So, like, whilst you can spin 27 dice, you're not trying to roll 6s. You're trying to roll pairs or
as many pairs as possible.
Yeah, and that adds a different, pardon the pun, spin on it.
It's got this ability which you can re-roll the dice based on what you've got as your results.
There's a lot more gambling involved.
There's a lot of gambling because you have to basically get a better level of success. So 2 of a kind is basic success, 3 of a kind is an advanced success, and then it even goes up to extreme where you need 4 of a kind. But what happens is, say, you get a pair. You can only re-roll, but you have to do better. So you have to either get another pair or get 3 of a kind. And if you fail that, you fail the roll completely.
You lose the success, yeah.
So it's a really interesting gambling thing. But I personally think the best way in which this game works, number one, it's got to fail forward. So it basically splits the game into 2 types of dice rolls. Narrative dice rolls, which the players decide what they want to do. GM decides a difficulty, gets them to roll. And that's very much going to fail forward. So the plot will carry on going, but there'll be some complication. I'm trying to think of an example we used, but it's things like, oh, you've found the solution to the trap was not to tread on this, but you trod on it. That kind of thing. Or, you've stolen a motorbike and sidecar from the Nazis, but you get a mile down the road and realise they hadn't filled it up with petrol before you left. Yeah. It's that kind of thing. So you keep things moving, but you add a complication. But then it has like combat results, which you don't have health points, you have grit in this game. And you lose grit. And the cool thing about losing grit is it's very much a case of it wants the players to survive, because it's a movie. It's trying to replicate a movie, so it wants the player character to survive. So as you lose grit, you don't get shot and wounded. You look wounded. That's your ability, which means you've been screwed up and you're bleeding.
You look like you've been dragged through a bush backwards. Yeah.
You look embarrassed because you failed at something you're supposed to be good at. And these are the conditions. They're not like, oh, you're wounded or you're stressed or you're insane. It's all your character looks this. But there's so many really cool things in this. Part of the way the game works is you are set up in every single little campaign. You're supposed to have a rival, so it's basically the big bad. So like the Nazi archaeologist is looking for the Ark as well. And as you play for the game, you'll meet them and you'll try and stop them. But they actually have plot armor until the end of the game. So trying to punch them is more difficult at the beginning of the game than it is at the end.
Right. That's quite funny. I like that.
It is absolutely superb. I mean, it's a breakneck pace. You have to run it quick, because I think if you start slowing down and looking at rules and things like that, it breaks the immersion of what's happening in the game. But having things happen where you've got this gambling again. Oh, I've got a pair. I need 3 of a kind. Oh crap! I've not. That's 3 grit. I'm losing. And everything is designed to keep that kind of flowing as well. Like baddies, you get the guys faced against a room full of Nazis. The rules don't say, oh, there are 9 Nazis and these are their stats. The rules just say Nazis is 1 line.
Right.
Which have a group number of damage they can take, and damage is not damage. It's just like this is the number of successes you need to get to defeat them. And because they were in like a study when they got attacked by the Nazis, it wasn't like everyone whips out a gun and starts shooting everyone. It was things like, no, I grab a bust of a philosopher and smash a Nazi around the head. I try and throw a Nazi out the window.
You grab a bottle of scotch and smash him over the head with it, yeah.
No, so that mechanic, right, I've thought about this since it came up, and I think it's actually more clever than that, because it gives you narrative power of killing somebody because it felt the right thing to do. Like the boy going out the window. You didn't have to erode his hit points, and he lands and he only takes 6 damage and then gets up and comes back to the fight. No, there's a Nazi being thrown off a Zeppelin or something. He's gone. He's just clean out of the game. And you don't need to mess around with any mathematics. All you're doing is taking a few hit points off of the counter for the group of Nazis. It's genius.
And you're right. I mean, I think the narrative way that our group particularly, I think we did really vibe with this, was just the number of ways you can hit someone over a head. You can launch a crystal glass across the room, you can reach for a bus, and again, I mean, in my case, the fail forward mechanism was, yes, you can reach for this thing, but I screwed up my roll. So instead of grabbing the marble bus that should have lifted off the pedestal, it was attached to the pedestal, so in the middle of a fight, just at which point I get beaten up by Nazis. And you can, all the time, you've got this wonderful sort of movie feel that you can see someone like Indiana Jones, especially Harrison Ford, the way he does it so well. He has that kind of comedy fail look on his face. And that, to me, was just how the game felt all the way through. It was brilliant, and it was always slightly tongue-in-cheek. No one took it too seriously, but it was just an immense amount of fun. And as players, you've got this wonderful license to come up with pretty much whatever scenario you wanted, or any methodology of solving a problem you wanted. Chuck a dice roll out there and see what happened. And the good thing is, because it would probably succeed with the complication, you got away with it to a point. And that made the narrative a lot more fun.
This does sound like a lot of fun. Have you guys also played the first Outgunned? Or is this your first experience?
No.
Yeah, okay, cool.
No, and I'm probably going to get that Outgunned at some point, whether it's just a PDF or whether I go get the rule book.
I think this Adventures one, though, is super accessible. It's an absolute nonsense. It's bonkers. Like, you know how much I love Actan Cthulhu, right? This is like the slightly safer PG-13 version of Actan Cthulhu. Because it's got the same pulpy nonsense. You want to fire a flamethrower stood on a Nazi tank with tentacle monsters coming at you at PG-13? Play Outgunned Adventures, because it's fucking brilliant. Genuinely. It is just, as the guys have said, it creates a feeling, an emotion of nostalgia, of happy places, of watching your childhood heroes kicking doors down and punching Nazis. And I mean, Tomb Raider smashing into Indiana Jones, smashing into National Treasure. It's a joy to behold.
It really was full Nick Cage, wasn't it?
Oh, it's just
peak Nick Cage. That's what this felt like.
Man, I mean, our group, we've got a Lara Croft knockoff. We got Marcus Brody in there somewhere, lifting his stuck down bust or whatever. It's just bonkers. The whole thing is bonkers.
See, just looking at the three of you talking about this, it's also, you're brimming over with joy and excitement just to talk about this. And I can almost see you holding back because you don't want to talk about the spoilers that people would see if they did. But I can almost say all of these things are on the tip of your tongue, that you want to relive these moments with each other, with me, with our listeners, but you can't, and you're so excited to talk about it. It's really, really powerful. It gets me excited, makes me want to do it now as well.
And that's the good thing about it, right? And that is the other really important thing, is this: you can't play it for too long, because all that energy you're seeing now won't last. You cannot run at this pace of bonkers for that long.
It's true.
It's a couple of sessions. It's probably up 4 to 6 hours, I reckon, max.
Yeah.
In this.
And then you need a nap.
Yeah.
Well, it does feel like the game is built around, like, well, it is built around, you are going to play a 3-act movie, more or less. You don't level up at the end of the adventure. You level up at the end of Act 2.
Right.
So you go into the last act, triple hard.
Yeah.
It's genius.
You've gone through your character arc, you've got better, you've overcome your adversity, and now you can kick some butt. It's
the
great.
only thing that would make it better is if in the rule book they called it a montage.
Yes.
And that is the only thing that would take this from where it is to sublime.
You're not leveling up, you've got a montage.
You're having a montage.
That's the way to do it. It's great. You know, as a counterpoint to Pendragon, which we talked about, last time before?
It was last episode we talked about Pendragon.
I mean, this, I think, gets it right in terms of what we said about Pendragon was it was supposed to be light, but it seemed to make a bit of a hash of it because it introduced too many faffy rules and there was too much to look about and it was hard to navigate. I think Outgunned gets it absolutely spot on. There's not too much faff. It's straightforward. The rules are light. You can flex them as much as you like to suit the game. And I think it is just a much better experience than being bogged down in some of the faff of Pendragon. And I don't think Outgunned had any of that.
Yeah, I think you're right, but it's an unfair comparison because Outgunned is a 4 or 6 hour game. It's not Pendragon. I think you're right in the sense of we found Pendragon. You couldn't get into it quickly and couldn't pick it up quickly, but then maybe we kind of weren't supposed to. It's a much bigger, more involved.
Well, it's like you said, the Pendragon was a multi-generational saga, isn't it? And this is a pulpy 90-minute movie.
To me, I'd compare this to like a modern PlayStation game that I can't dip in and out of. That's what Pendragon is. It needs that commitment. It needs you to sit there and you need to get involved in amongst
It's Skyrim in it, basically.
I guess, I don't know. I don't play anything that's got 16-bit and more graphics. But on the other hand, Outgunned, right, is like picking up Pac-Man. You can play it while you're waiting for your fish supper to arrive, right? It's that kind of game. You're in the chippy, Mortal Kombat sat in the corner, you have a couple of bashes on it while your fish is cooking, you come back and you've had a happy time. Because it requires nothing. It doesn't require... If you've seen a film or you've read a book, you can play Outgunned. It's that accessible.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the range now, folks. There is a superhero version as well.
Oh, amazing.
I'm in. That's my bag.
They've got it right. They've
that out
found
now?
their little niche. It's beautiful.
They have now, he says.
No, I said, is Outgunned Superheroes or whatever it's called?
It's Outgunned Superheroes. I believe you might... I don't know if it's a separate book. So Outgunned Adventures was a separate book, which had the full rules. I don't know if Outgunned Superheroes is just like an expansion, but I will have it's looking like it's the full book, which is, very tempting. Because I said, the game is not designed for long things. Play an action film, go... Brilliant. I mean, as well, it's beautifully presented as well and very well written rule book. It's one of those little short, small form rule books, like A5 size.
Yeah.
Beautiful artwork throughout. They've really hammered on to this like action adventure, this pulp action adventure style artwork. And I don't think I've looked at any of the rules and been confused either.
No, it's worked really well.
Very straightforward to pick up.
Yeah. And even some straightforward RPG rulebooks can sometimes get bogged down in stuff, but it keeps everything quite neat and tidy and allows you interesting. It gives you basic rules for, as I said, basic combat, but then also gives you rules for supernatural elements because all of these games end up with something out of the ordinary, don't they? Whether it's Lara Croft fighting Oni or and dinosaurs, or the Ark of the Covenant, it's got all that kind of crazy stuff built into the rulebook.
Yeah, Atlantis or whatever, yeah.
So I should probably say what we have been doing is we've been playing the Fall of Atlantis dossier, which is designed to be played in 3 sessions. There is nothing original in this adventure at all.
Honestly.
But that doesn't detract from it.
The thinnest of veneers, it really is.
I think it helps it because everyone, as soon as we saw a blimp, like, right, it's a blimp, gonna go on a blimp, excellent. Oh, and like when the guys like had to go chase the Nazi down, the first thing they went, are there any motorbikes and sidecars? And the rulebook even says there are motorbikes and various vans available. There we go then. Perfect. It knew exactly what it was doing. This
Schmindiana Bones, yes.
The only thing missing so far has been a U-boat.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, maybe I'll mix one in. Maybe
there is still time.
I mean, we are going to Atlantis, so,
So, Outgunned Adventure. It's from Two Little Mice, is the publisher. or the designers, but Free League actually publish it and do the printing for them.
Okay. Do you know one thing I did like? I mean, you mentioned the way it's written. It's easy to follow, Steve. One thing that did occur to me is that it is written not quite tongue in cheek, but you know the way Galactic Cruises rulebook is they've kind of gone really hard and lent on the corporate marketing kind of style of writing that rulebook. I got a similar vibe from this, that it's written in a not entirely serious fashion. It feels fun even just reading the rulebook, because reading a rulebook can be a stodgy affair, let's be honest. But I think this was light enough and accessible enough that it already kind of lent into it and dragged you with it as you read through the rulebook as well, and got you in the mood. And I think that was really clever. That felt really good right from the outset, before we'd even rolled a die.
So yeah, Outgunned Adventures. We'll probably be doing more Outgunned at some point in the future.
I'm on the pledge manager right now.
Oh, good Lord. It's moved from live shopping with Andy to live shopping with Rory.
Oh, I just like this superheroes.
We always talk about having a day game, like a day RPG. This is spot on for that. Imagine
Yeah,
this
it
with
is.
imagine this with a 24-pack of beers. I'd be superb.
Box of beers and a bottle of whiskey. Yeah,
Could you imagine the chaos by the end?
That'll be brilliant.
that would be brilliant. Actually, yes.
It's the superhero one is out for June.
This year.
Oh, okay.
This
Wow.
year. So yeah, I can late pledge now, but it might be on the Free League stand at Expo if I'm lucky.
It might be at the Free League stand if we're lucky. Well, I would also say on Drive-Thru RPG, the Quick Start is currently available.
Nice.
So you can play the Superheroes Quick Start now. In fact, I think Outgunned Superheroes is currently available. Yeah, you can buy the PDF now.
There you
Right.
go. Get on it.
Oh, this looks so good. This is such right up my street.
So, this is from James Moriarty. As you've skewered the Pendragon starter set on our Shrove Tuesday special, which RPG starter set would you consider to have hit or come very close to the mark?
Alien. Move on.
That's exactly that was my answer as well, actually. And this is raised in our Discord server. So strongly recommend anyone go to join our Discord server as well. There's lots of fun banter and chat in there. Some of it's even gaming related. But James also says he thought the D&D 5e set with Lost Mines of Phandelver did a pretty good job, and I think we all agree on that. Yeah, we all say it was really, really good. My immediate answer to that question was Aliens Hope's Last Day. That was a superb starter set. We all loved that as well.
No, Hope's Last Day is not the starter set.
Is it not?
No, it's
Then
not.
I've lied.
And you got it wrong, Andy.
You were wrong earlier, mate, so it's one each.
Hope's Last Day is in the main rulebook. It's the first narrative cinematic scenario which is in the starter set. So it's the one where you go onto the wrecked ship.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Chariots of the Gods.
That's
Chariot
the
of the Gods, that's the
one.
one. So yeah, that's
I
included in
looked
the
it up and
starter
the
set.
internet lied to me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't me that's wrong, Roy, it's the internet is wrong.
That's the first edition starter set. Alien has since done a second edition,
Yes.
and I actually have the starter set sitting there, which is Rapture Protocol, which we haven't played yet, which we may be playing soon or rather than later. I don't know, but we will come back to you on whether that's a good one or not. For content, what's in there, I do think, as you said, Mines of Phandelver is really good. So
As long as you
the
make it
original-
past the goblins, yeah.
Well, yeah. The D&D 5e one, and also the one you run, Andy, I thought was actually the quantity of content in there for the box.
I Spire Peak.
I speak,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think it's really good. We haven't played it, but just for flicking through the box, I think the Ruins of Symbaroum starter set, which I can't remember the full name of, is like Adventures in the Lost Woods or something
Oh,
like
yes,
that.
I've got it on my shelf. I could dig it out, but yeah, I know which one you
Yeah,
mean.
that's quite interesting as a starter set. I do think it makes it a bit difficult for you, but it potentially has infinite content because it basically says, "Here's the map of the forest.
Go
Here's
nuts.
some seeds. Go nuts." So yeah,
We've also had, I think you had a lot of fun playing the Dune starter set.
June was very good, yeah.
June was very good. I only had the one complaint about June is it had the same thing that the Pendragon one did. Is it started to do mini games halfway through, and the mini games were like its own little mini game with its own rules, which weren't something from the main rule book. And I don't like that at the starter set, but the rest of it I thought was really good. A really good mystery, and it introduced the way the rules work. And I think that starter set did something really, really good. Because June has a system of negotiating and talking to people, and it's practically a combat. And it did a really good tutorial on how to do that within that start set. A really good worked example, so an example which the players worked through rather than a worked example, and showed really what June was capable of, which is this kind of like you've got several power players around the table and you're all trying to negotiate something, which is something in most games treat very lightly. I thought June did a really good job of demonstrating how you can have combat without anyone taking a wound effectively.
Wow.
The other belter is Acton Cthulhu's starter set.
Yes.
Which is, again, a whole bag of absolute bonkers.
But that was the one where you were riding a Nazi tank while using a flamethrower.
With Rammstein playing in the background, yes.
With Rammstein playing in the background, yes.
That is the very one. There was a mole machine in it, for goodness sake. It's bananas. Absolutely bananas.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Well, I believe, folks, that's all we've got time for. If you're coming to Airecon, we'll see you at Airecon before the next episode comes out. And the next episode will no doubt be full of all the games we played at Airecon.
Both of them.
So,
based on what we talked about here.
no, three.
Three,
one on
sorry,
Friday,
yeah.
one on Saturday, one on Sunday. So thank you ever so much for listening. We have been Polyhedron Collider. We are available all over the internet. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Board Game Geek Guild 2726. Just look for Polyhedron Collider. And don't forget, we are on Discord. There is a link to the Discord server in the show notes. But if you want the link, send us a message on one of the other service providers, which someone did earlier this week. And Rory has highlighted, because he mentioned it earlier, you can also buy official Polyhedron Collider merchandise over at zazzle.com/Collider Clubber. Again, there will be a link in the show notes. Until next time, happy gaming.
Ta-ra.
Cheerio.
Bye-bye.